Hi ducks, as you can tell from my colorful flowy top and beachy waves, I'm about to go see Mamma Mia! Here We Go Again, which is both a sequel and prequel to the first Mamma Mia! Cinematic experience. I have been very busy the last couple months, but today I'm just gonna chat and catch up and do my makeup. I have some new stuff from Glossier that I've been meaning to talk about. I'm a rep for them, so there's a link in the description if you are so inclined. I've been so obsessed with orange blush ever since we did the photo shoot for my C Magazine interview. I never thought that I could wear orange at all, like clothing or makeup or anything, because it would look too like bright and loud on me. But the makeup artist put these bright pigments of orange on my cheeks, just like orange slices on my face, and it looks so good and fresh and cute, so that's been kind of my summer look. The first thing I'm gonna do right now is highlight though, so I'm gonna bring the mint balm with me when I go out later because it's very refreshing and minty for a hot summer day, but I really love using the Halo Scopes as lip balm. It gives your face a very natural dewy glow. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my sweat acne as well. The most important development in my life, of course, has been getting my puppy Macaroni. He is the best boy in the whole world. He's the goodest boy. He is half poodle, a quarter Pomeranian, quarter pug, 100% dust bunny. He loves kisses and tummy rubs, and he does the poodle thing where if there's pillows and blankets lying on the ground, he has to make a nest out of them. He's a very good writing partner, I would say, because he makes me go for a walk at least once a day. He reminds me that I need to eat when he wants his, you know, organic whole grain kibble. He absorbs all of my nervous energy when I'm writing that would normally go into like refreshing social media. But now I just check to make sure he's not chewing anything weird, and he has little pink ears, and he's very important. And he doesn't have bones! He's made out of wet pasta. He's a floppy boy. Speaking of writing, the press that publishes my book Branches, they are on hiatus for the summer until September, so if you really want a copy of this before they come back from hiatus, you can just email me and I will be more than happy to send you a copy. Also, if you have ordered one and you paid for it but it hasn't been sent to you yet, just keep emailing them. I live in Los Angeles and the press is based in New York, so I unfortunately can't personally help with shipping, but just keep emailing them. I just started working at an independent book press in Los Angeles actually, and I'm so happy about it. I started my job at Non-Occult Media a couple weeks ago. They've published a lot of books from my old poetry teachers and mentors. I'm mostly in charge of the YouTube channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe for fresh poetic content, but I also do some proofreading and talk with bookstores, and it's just the best thing. The longer that I work there, the more I feel that I've secretly been training my entire life to work at a book press. I love editing and talking with writers and thinking really hard about what font we should use. Our poetry submissions also just opened up. They will be open until the end of August, so if you are working on a manuscript and you're thinking about turning it into a real-life book, send us your poems. We would love to read them. It is very warm out today. I'm trying to put on as little makeup as possible while still achieving the look. Much as it pains me to say it, I realize that summer is halfway over for me right now. I don't go back to class until the end of September, but you know, I still thought that I would have more creative projects started, or dare I say finished, by now. But there is still time left in the summer for me to work on art projects. I have also been doing other stuff. I moved across town, I've been raising my poodle son, and there's so many things outside of writing that feed into writing but are not the actual act of putting words down on paper. However, I do have a reading coming up on September 2nd, I believe. I will post more information about that later, but I'm gonna be reading new work there, so whoa. I also want to make more time to paint and work on visual art. When I moved back home, I found all of my old art supplies from when I was a kid, and they're all still totally functional, and I love watercolor painting. It helps me be a poet because it forces me to think about imagery and how I can convey information through that way. Painting is also very much something that I do for myself. I might post a picture every now and then, but it doesn't have the same professional academic focus that my writing does. It's just me finger painting on the weekends, and having that more intimate space to create is also very nice. Gonna do some finger painting right now too with these blushes. I'm using 3 of them for a very multi-dimensional pigmented look. I am not wearing foundation right now, so I'm gonna be very careful with how pigmented these are. I just want it to look like my cheeks are made from mangoes. I also want to work on clothing design. You can see my mannequin, my femikin over there. Sewing feels like a really peaceful way to interact with my own body. It's another philosophy for seeing how bodies move through the world. Diane von Furstenberg, who's an old Jewish lady that I love, I think she's the one who pioneered the design of the wrap dress, the kind of dress that it's one piece of fabric and you wrap it around you and tie it up with ribbons. The way that she describes it is that she wants women to feel like they're being hugged by the fabric, and that's the first thing that they feel in the morning when they get dressed, and that sensation of a hug just carries with them throughout the rest of the day. And I love that, and I want to do things like that, and I'm gonna make a ton of wrap dresses just for myself. I am also so close to getting my driver's license and being a full functioning adult. I am 20 years old. I have lived in Los Angeles my entire life. All of my friends got their permits and licenses and cars as soon as possible when we were all 16, and I did not. There was a month in senior year where I had my permit, I was all ready to go, and every time I went into the DMV, they said that there was something wrong with the car, and the bureaucrat at the desk would turn me away, and that happened 4 times in a row, and then I gave up, and now it's 2 years later, and my license test is next week, so we'll see how that goes. I do have a totally functioning car now. So fun story, when I was a kid, the car that I fantasized about that I was gonna get when I turned 16 and I got my license was a red convertible VW Bug with a black convertible top and also black polka dots all over the body of the car with black antenna so that it looked like a ladybug. It was a ladybug car. And I explained this to my mother, and she said, no one in this family will ever drive a Volkswagen. They are Nazi cars. So earlier this year, she found a really good deal on a third-hand blue VW Bug convertible, an adorable Pacific car, right? And the ban was lifted. Okay, I had to charge my camera, but I still have things to say. I saw 8th Grade a few weeks ago. What a surprising movie that was. Because if you told me that a YouTube comedian had made a drama about a middle school girl, I would have thought that it was the most offensive thing ever. I definitely sang along to Bo Burnham a lot as a real-life middle schooler, and what a gorgeous film. 8th Grade was so successful in so many aspects of its portrayal between children and the internet and technology, and one thing that really stuck out to me was something that I heard Bo Burnham say in an NPR interview, because I've been listening to as many interviews with him as possible since I saw the movie because I loved it so much. He said that in writing and directing the film, he didn't want the portrayal of technology to be moralizing. He just wanted to exhibit the subjective experience of like being alive and a child right now as close to reality as possible. He was saying that like in 20 years when the kids of today are sociologists, then they will know exactly the healthiest relationship to have with technology, because the main character in the film, she's able to connect with other kids in some ways, but then she also feels very lonely, and it's a very suburban portrayal of social media and technology. I will say there were a lot of other aspects that could have been dramatized in the representation of technology. I just love seeing media that deals honestly with the internet in any fashion because it feels so rare these days, even though it dictates our lives. That was just very useful for me to hear because I've been writing more about technology and the internet, and I feel like I need to give some kind of advice to people, and it's good to know that other people also have no idea what we're doing. Other people are living the questions as it is. I've also just been thinking about what this YouTube channel means for me, because I have been making YouTube videos since I was 12 years old, and that was 8 years ago, and that is a lot to think about. It is very humbling knowing that videos of me age 14 wearing pink cat ears are easily accessible online. So many of the YouTube friends that I grew up with that were my age, either making videos a world away or in my city, so many people have stopped making YouTube videos, or they've pivoted to other careers in filmmaking and digital media. I think so many of our lives were just shaped by having internet access. Affect us in ways that we won't fully understand for a long time. It is great knowing that all of us have a skill set now, no matter what. Like, we can cut videos, we know what good lighting is. For me personally, it's never been my own relationship to the camera that's wigged me out. It's just unsafe, unfriendly people, wherever they are in the world, on the internet, making things unsafe and unfriendly in like very deliberate and specific ways. That's me. I've always liked making videos since I was a little kid. When I was 8, I would make talk shows with my stuffed animals on iMovie. I don't know, I like what I do here. The only time that I've felt embarrassed about making YouTube videos is when I talk about makeup, because it feels so different from when I talk about books, Shakespeare, and all of that other stuff. Also, when I explain my username to people, the Geeky Blonde, because I picked it out when I was 12. I mean, I'm still both those things. I get nervous before I make YouTube videos in the same way that I get nervous before I do literally anything creative. Having this channel has been really useful for me. It's a place where I can post my poems and experiment with like filmic representations of my poems and talk about books, and I love the little community that I found here. I've always wanted this channel, these videos, to be a soft space in the internet of sudden noises. I'm very critical of social media and the internet and technology at large, but all of these things have also allowed for really amazing connections and opportunities in my own life, and I so appreciate just hearing from people, like, no matter how long you've been watching my videos, whether or not you remember the pink cat ears. Thank you for that. I appreciate all of the book recommendations and love that people send my way. I appreciate having the space to share the things that help make my own life calmer and the art that I'm thinking about, as well as my own poems that I'm working on, all of which is to say that I'm working very hard to upload videos on a regular schedule. My plan now, the plan always changes, is to upload videos every other Wednesday. That feels manageable along with all of the other things that I'm doing in my life, so we'll see. Finally, big announcement is that I am starting a book club. I'm gonna call it Club RHI'D. That is the name that I have decided on. I love talking with books about you guys, and I want to have a designated space to talk about like one book in particular at a time. So the first book for Club RHI'D is going to be A Canticle for Leibowitz by Walter J. Miller. I read it over spring break while I was in Death Valley Desert, and I swear I hallucinated characters walking in the sand by the time I was done reading it. All you have to do if you choose to participate is get a copy of that book, read it, and in a couple weeks I will upload a video talking about everything that I can find out about A Canticle for Leibowitz, and we'll all talk about it. It'll be great. It'll be so fun. I know that the lighting and angles must have changed 50 times throughout this video because I keep having to pause and charge my camera. After 8 years, I'm still learning how to be a YouTuber, but I'm gonna finish off my makeup look with the teeniest bit of red lipstick. And there we go. Today's fact is that we are having a Fire Beauty sale August 18th in Los Angeles. My friend Arabelle started a wonderful fundraising series in Brooklyn, and we're bringing it to the West Coast. Basically, we are taking cosmetics from magazines and beauty closets and vloggers and all of it, and we are selling them at a steep discount to raise money for DACA renewals and organizations doing direct action at the border. If you want to volunteer and help sell beauty products with me, if you want to be a vendor, I think we have tarot readings at the LA event now to also raise money, or if you have extra cosmetics that you want to donate, I have a full bag just waiting in my closet. You can email me or the main event organizer, Marie. All of that information is linked in the description. And what's that? Macaroni, along with lots of other cool links. What's that? You want me to stop talking and take you for a walk and then get ice cream and then go watch Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again? Well, that's all from us. We hope that you're all having a wonderful summer. You see, he's my son. We have the same hair.